The thick cream envelope felt like a slap across my face. There, nestled in expensive cardstock and gold foil, was my grandmother's diamond ring, sparkling on Lucy's perfectly manicured finger in the engagement photo. My stomach lurched as I stared at the image, unable to process what I was seeing. I'm Ingrid, and until 10 minutes ago, I thought I was having a perfectly normal Tuesday morning. Holy shit, I whispered, sinking onto my couch. The ring was unmistakable. The vintage Art Deco setting, the slight imperfection near the band that Grandma Nora always said gave it character. The same ring she'd placed in my palm 3 months ago, her paper-thin skin cool against mine. "Promise me you'll wear it proudly," she'd said, her voice barely a whisper. It's been in our family for 4 generations. I was still lost in the memory when my phone buzzed. Lucy's name flashed across the screen. "Did you get it?" Her voice dripped with artificial sweetness. "The invitations just went out. I wanted you to be one of the first to know." My throat felt tight. "Lucy, that ring." "Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Robert proposed last month. I know it's fast, but when you know, you know." "That's my grandmother's ring." The words came out sharper than I intended. A pause, then a laugh that made my skin crawl. "Don't be silly. Robert got this from some fancy jeweler downtown. Besides," her voice took on that familiar condescending tone, "the ring suits me better anyway. You never were one for sparkly things." I gripped the phone tighter. "Lucy, I literally watched my grandmother give me that ring before she died. It's been missing since—" I stopped, a horrible realization dawning. "Since that night you crashed at my place after the charity gala." "Oh my God, are you actually accusing me of stealing?" Lucy's voice rose an octave. "You sound unhinged. Maybe you should talk to someone about your grief. It's clearly affecting you." The line went dead before I could respond. My hands were shaking as I opened Instagram, quickly finding Lucy's profile. There it was. Dozens of photos of her flaunting my family's ring. The captions made me sick. "Finally found my forever." And, "When he gives you the ring of your dreams." My phone buzzed again, a text from Lucy. "BTW, I'd still love you to be a bridesmaid. The wedding's in 4 weeks. Try to work through whatever this is by then. Kay, thanks." I walked to my bedroom, pulling open my jewelry box. The empty velvet ring box sat exactly where I'd left it, mocking me. Next to it was the last photo taken of Grandma Nora and me, her gentle smile radiating warmth even through the paper. "I'm so sorry," I whispered to her image. "I should have been more careful." My phone buzzed again. Selena from work, my closest friend these days. "Hey, you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost in your office." I hadn't realized I'd made it to work. "Can you come to my office? I need your help with something." 5 minutes later, Selena closed my office door behind her. "Spill." I handed her the invitation. Her eyes widened. "Wait, isn't that—" "My grandmother's ring?" "Yes, and Lucy's pretending she has no idea." Selena's expression hardened. "That manipulative bitch. What are you going to do?" I looked at the invitation again, at Lucy's perfectly staged photo with her stolen ring and fake smile. Something cold and determined settled in my chest. "I'm going to that wedding," I said quietly. "But first, I'm going to find out exactly what else Lucy's lying about. Starting with this mysterious fiancé who supposedly bought her a ring identical to my family heirloom." Selena's eyes gleamed. "Need a partner in crime?" For the first time since opening that envelope, I smiled. "Always." I picked up my phone, opening my browser. Time to see what Mr. Robert McCarthy was really about. Lucy wasn't the only one who could do research, and I had 4 weeks to make sure this wedding never happened. "Just remember to smile," Selena whispered as we walked into the country club. "Channel your inner sociopath." The bridal shower was exactly what I expected. All champagne fountains and Instagram-worthy flower walls. Lucy held court in the center of the room, wearing a white designer dress that probably cost more than my monthly rent. Ingrid, she air-kissed my cheeks. I'm so glad you worked through your confusion about the ring. Isn't everything just perfect? I forced a smile. Absolutely stunning, just like Grandma Nora's parties used to be. Lucy's eye twitched, but her smile never faltered. Oh, you're still on that? How sad. Come meet Robert. She dragged me across the room to where a tall man in an expensive suit was charming a group of women. He turned, and I immediately understood his appeal. Perfect teeth, carefully styled hair, and the kind of confidence that came from old money. Robert, darling, this is Ingrid, my oldest friend. His handshake was firm, practiced. Lucy's told me so much about you. Funny, I said sweetly. She's told me almost nothing about you. Where did you say you were from again? Boston originally, but I travel so much for work. Home is wherever business takes me. And what business is that? Lucy cut in quickly. Robert's in tech investments. Very boring stuff. Ingrid, come help me with the gifts. As Lucy pulled me away, I caught Robert checking his phone, his expression darkening for a split second. Stop interrogating my fiancé, Lucy hissed once we were alone. Just trying to get to know the man who supposedly bought you such a meaningful ring. Before she could respond, Marissa, the maid of honor, stumbled over, already tipsy. Lucy, the caterer needs you for something boring about allergies. Lucy huffed and clicked away in her Louboutins. Marissa grabbed my arm, her artificial nails digging in. It's funny, she slurred. Lucy never told you how she got the ring, did she? My heart raced. What do you mean? Marissa's eyes widened, like she'd said too much. Nothing. I mean, Robert got it, obviously. She wandered off, leaving me standing there with my thoughts spinning. I made my way to the bathroom, needing a moment alone. The door was locked, so I tried Lucy's bedroom. We'd spent countless sleepovers here in high school. Inside, everything was pristine except for her dresser, covered in jewelry boxes and papers. One envelope caught my eye, yellowed with age, partially hidden under a stack of wedding magazines. I pulled it out carefully. It was a jewelry appraisal document dated 20 years ago. In the corner was a watermark I recognized instantly. My grandmother's initials, N.R. What are you doing in here? I spun around. Robert stood in the doorway, his pleasant mask gone. Looking for the bathroom? I said smoothly, sliding the document into my purse. Wrong door. The bathroom's clearly marked. He stepped closer. You know, Lucy mentioned you might cause problems. Said you've been unstable since your grandmother died. Did she mention my grandmother's ring? Something flickered in his eyes. I bought that ring from Cartier. I have the papers to prove it. I'm sure you do. I moved toward the door. Just like I'm sure you have papers for everything else. He grabbed my arm as I passed. Listen carefully. Lucy's happy. The wedding's happening. Don't ruin this for her. I yanked free. Or what? Or you might find yourself uninvited to the wedding. And wouldn't that be sad? His smile didn't reach his eyes. Your best friend's big day, and you're not there to share it? I matched his smile. Don't worry, Robert. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Back in the main room, I found Selena by the dessert table. You look like you've seen a ghost, she said. Better. I found proof. I patted my purse. And Robert just threatened me. What's our next move? I watched Lucy showing off the ring to her guests, twisting it in the light. Call Omar. Your ex? The lawyer? If Robert's lying about the ring, he's lying about other things, and Omar's firm specializes in financial fraud. Selena grinned. Now we're talking. Across the room, Lucy caught my eye and raised her champagne glass in a mock toast. I raised mine back, thinking of the document in my purse and Robert's threat. The game was on. Omar hadn't changed much in 2 years. Same sharp suits, same intense focus. He studied the appraisal document across his desk while I fidgeted in my chair. This is definitely your grandmother's, he said finally. The watermark's authentic, but that's not enough to prove theft. I know. That's why I need your help with Robert. He leaned back. What makes you think there's something wrong with him? Besides threatening me at the bridal shower? I pulled out my phone, showing him Robert's company website. Look at his investment portfolio. The numbers don't add up. Omar's eyes narrowed as he scrolled. These returns are impossible. No tech startup grows this fast. He looked up sharply. How did you find this? Selena's good with computers. She found his other social media accounts too, the ones not linked to Lucy. Show me. I pulled up the screenshots Selena had gathered. He has profiles in 3 cities, different friends, different business partners, and look at this one from Atlanta. Omar whistled softly. Is that another engagement photo? Posted 2 weeks after Lucy's, different ring, different girl. Jesus. He grabbed his phone. Give me an hour. I know someone at the SEC who owes me a favor. While Omar made calls, I checked Lucy's Instagram. New post. Final dress fitting. Can't wait to marry my soulmate. The comments were full of heart emojis and congratulations. One caught my eye, a simple congratulations from an account named Sylvia ATL. I clicked through. There she was, Robert's other fiancé. Her profile was filled with similar wedding preparation posts, same timeline as Lucy's, same captions about soulmates and perfect love. My phone buzzed. Selena. Turn on the financial news, she said without greeting. Channel 7. I grabbed the remote from Omar's desk. The headline scrolled across the bottom. Tech investment firm under investigation for fraudulent returns. Omar hung up his phone. That's Robert's parent company. My contact says they've been watching him for months. Multiple complaints about missing funds. He's running a Ponzi scheme? Among other things, but we need more proof to connect him directly. I stared at Sylvia's profile. I think I know how to get it. That evening, I created a new email account, atlantaweddingplanner@gmail.com. The message to Sylvia was simple. Congratulations on your engagement to Robert McCarthy. I'm putting together a piece on Atlanta's most eligible couples. Would love to feature your love story. The response came within hours. Thank you. Robert and I are so excited. When's the feature running? My hands shook as I typed. Early next month. Could we meet for coffee? I'd love to hear how he proposed. 2 days later, I was on a video call with Sylvia. She was beautiful, successful, and completely unaware of Lucy. He proposed at sunset on Piedmont Park, she gushed. Said he'd never felt this way about anyone before. That must have been so romantic, I said, recording every word. When's the wedding? December. We're keeping it small. Robert's idea. He's so private about his business. Has he introduced you to his family yet? Her smile faltered. No. He said they're all in Europe. But after the wedding... Sylvia, I interrupted gently. I need to tell you something. I'm not a wedding planner. Her face changed. Then who are you? Someone who knows Robert is engaged to my friend Lucy. Their wedding is in 2 weeks. The color drained from her face. What? I showed her Lucy's posts, the identical captions, the similar rings. He's running a scam. The SEC is investigating his company. Sylvia's hands covered her mouth. Oh God, the investment account he set up for us. I transferred everything. How much? 200,000. Her voice cracked. My entire savings. My heart ached for her. Help me stop him. Come to Lucy's rehearsal dinner. Show everyone who he really is. She wiped her eyes, anger replacing shock. When and where? After we disconnected, I called Omar. We got her, and proof of wire transfers. Good, he said grimly, because Robert just announced a new investment fund. Minimum buy-in, 200,000. I thought of Lucy, still flaunting my grandmother's ring, still playing the happy bride. The rehearsal dinner's in 3 days. Time to end this. Be careful, Omar warned. Men like Robert don't go down easily. Neither do I said, touching the empty ring box on my desk. Not anymore. The restaurant's private room buzzed with pre-wedding excitement. I sat between Selena and Omar, watching Lucy show off my grandmother's ring to yet another cooing relative. Sylvia's in position, Selena whispered, checking her phone. She's at the bar. Omar adjusted his tie. SEC agents are standing by. Once we have proof of both engagements, they'll move. Showtime, I murmured, standing up. I smoothed my dress and walked directly to Robert, who was charming Lucy's parents with some story about his latest business venture. Robert, I touched his arm. I forgot to mention, I was in Atlanta last week. Your office there is gorgeous. He stiffened slightly. I think you're mistaken. My company's based here. Oh, that's weird because I could have sworn. I pulled out my phone. Yes, here it is. Piedmont Park office complex, right? Beautiful view of the sunset. The color drained from his face. Lucy frowned. Darling, you never mentioned an Atlanta office. Because there isn't one, he said smoothly, but his eyes were fixed on me. Excuse us a moment. He gripped my elbow, steering me toward a quiet corner. I warned you about causing problems. Funny, that's exactly what Sylvia said you told her too. Robert's mask slipped for a second. Who? Your other fiancé, the one you proposed to in Piedmont Park? She's very pretty. Great taste in rings too, though not quite as nice as my grandmother's. You're delusional, he hissed, but his eyes darted toward the entrance. Am I? Let's ask her. I waved toward the bar. Sylvia, over here! Robert spun around. Sylvia walked in, stunning in a red dress. Behind her, I saw Omar quietly filming everything on his phone. Hello, Robert, Sylvia said, her voice carrying across the now quieting room. Surprise! Lucy pushed through the crowd. Robert, who is this? Lucy, meet Sylvia, your fiancé's other fiancé. Well, one of them anyway. We're still finding more. This is ridiculous, Robert sputtered. I've never seen this woman before. Sylvia pulled out her phone. Really? Should I play the video of your proposal? The one where you said I was the only woman you'd ever loved? Right before you asked me to invest my life savings in your new tech fund? The room erupted in whispers. Lucy's face went from confusion to rage. Robert! They're lying, he said desperately. Lucy, baby, they're just jealous. Ingrid's been unstable since her grandmother. Don't you dare mention my grandmother, I cut in. Not while you're letting Lucy wear her stolen ring. Stolen? Lucy's mother stepped forward. What does she mean, stolen? I pulled out the appraisal document. This ring was my grandmother's. She left it to me before she died. It disappeared the night Lucy stayed at my apartment. The same ring she's claiming Robert bought from Cartier. Lucy's hands started shaking. Robert, tell them you bought this ring. Tell them. But Robert was backing away, reaching for his phone. Omar stepped in front of the door. Going somewhere? The SEC agents outside would love to chat about those investment funds. Investment funds? Lucy's father stood up. The ones you convinced me to put my retirement into last week? The room exploded. Lucy's father lunged for Robert. Sylvia started listing bank transfer dates. Lucy's mother was shouting about lawyers. And Lucy just stood there, staring at the ring on her finger like she'd never seen it before. How many? She whispered, looking at me. How many other women? We've found 3 so far, I said quietly. All with similar rings, all with empty bank accounts. She slowly pulled the ring off her finger. In the chaos around us, with Robert being restrained by Omar and several angry guests, Lucy held out my grandmother's ring. I'm sorry, she said, her voice breaking. I was jealous. You always had this perfect family history, these beautiful heirlooms. I I wanted something special, too. I took the ring, its familiar weight both comforting and painful. You were my best friend, Lucy. You were special. The police arrived then, along with the SEC agents. As they led Robert away in handcuffs, Lucy sank into a chair, mascara running down her face. "The wedding's off," she announced to no one in particular. I slipped my grandmother's ring back where it belonged, on my own finger. It felt like coming home. The aftermath was chaos. Police took statements while shell-shocked guests huddled in groups, whispering and checking their phones. I watched Lucy's father shouting into his phone about freezing accounts. "You've ruined everything." Lucy suddenly appeared beside me, her voice ice cold. "Was that your plan all along? I ruined everything?" I turned to face her. "You stole my grandmother's ring, Lucy. You watched me grieve her death while wearing her ring on your finger." "Oh, please," she spat. "You didn't even wear it. It sat in that stupid box for months. I made it famous. Look." She thrust her phone at me, showing her Instagram. 200,000 likes on my engagement post. The ring finally meant something. Selena stepped between us. "Are you hearing yourself? You're worried about Instagram likes while people lost their life savings?" "I didn't know about that part." Lucy's voice rose hysterically. "Robert said his business was legitimate." "But you knew about the ring," I said quietly. "Tell me the truth, for once." Lucy's perfectly curated facade cracked. "Fine. Yes, I took it. I saw it in your apartment that night and it was just sitting there. You didn't even appreciate it." "So you staged a break-in?" Omar joined us, holding up his phone. "According to the insurance claim you filed the next day, claiming multiple pieces of jewelry were stolen." Lucy's face went white. "How did you—" "I'm a lawyer, remember? Insurance fraud is a felony, Lucy." "You wouldn't," she whispered. "Actually," a new voice cut in, "we would." Marissa walked up, phone recording. "I've got it all on video. Your confession about the ring, the insurance scam. My followers are going to love this scandal." Lucy lunged for Marissa's phone. "Delete that." "Too late." Marissa smiled coldly. "It's already uploaded. You're trending, honey. Just not the way you wanted." Lucy's phone started buzzing continuously, notifications flooding in. Her face crumpled as she read them. "No, no, no," she scrolled frantically. "They're calling me a thief, a fraud. This will ruin my influencer partnerships." "Karma's funny that way," Selena said. Lucy whirled on me. "This is all your fault. You couldn't stand seeing me happy, seeing me successful. You've always been jealous of me." "Jealous?" I laughed incredulously. "Lucy, I pitied you. Still do. You cared more about appearances than our 20-year friendship." "Some friendship," she sneered. "You just destroyed my life." "No." I touched my grandmother's ring. "You did that yourself. Every lie, every betrayal. Those were your choices." 2 police officers approached us. "Ms. Lucy, we need to ask you some questions about an insurance claim from last year." Lucy's mascara-streaked face hardened. "I want my lawyer." As the officers led her away, Marissa turned to me. "I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I knew she took the ring, but she threatened to ruin my acting career if I said anything." "It's okay," I said. "You came through in the end." Speaking of coming through, Omar checked his phone. The SEC just froze all of Robert's accounts. They're finding millions in stolen funds. Selena whistled. "Think any of them will see jail time?" "Insurance fraud, investment fraud, multiple counts of theft?" Omar nodded. "They'll be lucky to get minimum sentences." I watched Lucy being escorted out, her head held high despite everything. Part of me felt hollow, not victorious, just tired. "You okay?" Selena squeezed my arm. "Yeah." I touched the ring again. "I just keep thinking about what Grandma Nora would say about all this." "She'd be proud," Selena said firmly. "You stood up for yourself. You stopped them from hurting more people." My phone buzzed. A text from Sylvia. "Thank you. You saved me from making a terrible mistake. Drink soon?" I smiled, showing Selena the message. At least something good came from this mess. "Several things," Omar added. "Robert's other victims are being contacted. The funds might be recoverable, and—" He hesitated. "It's been good seeing you again." Before I could respond, Lucy's mother approached us, looking devastated. "Ingrid, dear, I'm so sorry. About everything. Would you consider not pressing charges?" I looked at the woman who'd been like a second mother to me growing up. "I'm sorry, but actions have consequences. Lucy needs to learn that." She nodded sadly and walked away. I felt the weight of the ring on my finger, no longer a symbol of betrayal, but of justice. "Come on," Selena linked her arm through mine. "Let's get out of here. I think we could all use a drink." The morning after the rehearsal dinner disaster, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Lucy had gone on an early morning Instagram rampage. "You need to see this," Selena's voice crackled through my speaker. "She's completely lost it." I opened Instagram to find Lucy's tearful video confession, but instead of admitting guilt, she'd spun a completely different story. My so-called best friend, Lucy's mascara-streaked face filled the screen, has been obsessed with my happiness for years. She couldn't stand that I found love, that I was successful. She fabricated lies about my wonderful fiancé, even paid some woman to pretend to be engaged to him. "Is she serious?" I muttered, watching the likes and comments pour in. "Keep watching," Selena said grimly. "And this ridiculous story about her grandmother's ring?" Lucy continued, holding up her hand, still wearing my ring. "This was a gift from Robert. Ingrid's just having another mental breakdown. She needs help, and I'm saying this from a place of love." The comments were flooding in. "Stay strong, Queen." "Some people just can't handle others' success." "What a toxic friend. Block her." My phone buzzed again. Omar. "Don't respond to her posts," he said immediately. "We're handling it." "Handling it how?" "Remember how I was recording everything last night? Check your email." I pulled up my inbox to find a video file. The footage was crystal clear. Lucy's confession about stealing the ring, Robert's face when Sylvia walked in, everything. "Send it to everyone," I said. "News stations, social media, everywhere." "Already done," Omar replied. "But that's not all. Marissa just sent me something interesting." Minutes later, I was listening to a voice message from last year. Lucy's distinctive voice filled my kitchen. "Oh my God, Marissa, you won't believe what I just did. Remember Ingrid's grandmother's ring? I totally staged a break-in and claimed it on insurance. They paid out like 20 grand. And the best part? I kept the ring. I'm thinking of finding it in my jewelry box next month. Isn't that brilliant?" My hands shook. Where did Marissa get this? Apparently, Lucy drunk texted it to her right after it happened. Marissa kept it as insurance. "Smart girl," Selena chimed in on the three-way call. "Want me to leak it?" Before I could answer, my phone lit up with a call from Lucy's number. I put it on speaker. "Take down that video," she hissed. "Now." "Which one?" I asked sweetly. "Your fake crying confession or the real one from last night?" "You're destroying my life. My sponsors are dropping me. My followers think I'm a criminal." "You are a criminal," I cut in. "Insurance fraud, theft, conspiracy. It was just a stupid ring." "No," I said firmly. "It was my grandmother's legacy. It was trust. It was 20 years of friendship that you threw away for Instagram likes." "Please," her voice cracked. "I'll give it back. I'll tell everyone I was lying. Just don't release that voice message." Too late. I hung up as notifications started flooding in. The voice message had gone viral. Lucy Exposed was trending. Marissa called next. "Lucy's having a meltdown at the country club. She tried to claim the ring was stolen from her this morning, but the police aren't buying it. Where's Robert in all this? Selena asked. Still in custody, Omar answered. They found offshore accounts, multiple identities. He's not getting out anytime soon. My doorbell rang. 2 police officers stood outside. Ma'am, we need to speak with you about the ring situation. We have a warrant to recover stolen property. I let them in, explaining everything. They took statements, photographs, documentation. When they left, they had the ring, tagged as evidence. It'll be returned once the investigation is complete, the officer assured me. I sat on my couch, emotionally drained. Selena and Omar were still on speaker. You okay? Selena asked softly. Yeah, I said, surprising myself by meaning it. It's just, I never thought it would end like this. It's not over, Omar said. The DA wants to talk to you tomorrow. They're building a strong case. My phone buzzed with a news alert. Social media influencer and tech CEO face multiple charges in fraud scheme. Under it was a photo of Lucy being escorted from the country club in handcuffs, still wearing her white rehearsal dinner dress, mascara running down her face. Karma really doesn't knock, I murmured, remembering my grandmother's words. It kicks. The courthouse steps were crowded with reporters. Lucy's fall from social media grace had become the story of the year, the influencer who faked it all. Ready? Omar squeezed my hand as we approached the entrance. As I'll ever be. Inside, Lucy sat with her lawyer, wearing a demure black dress instead of her usual designer clothes. She didn't look up as I passed. The DA had offered her a deal, testify against Robert in exchange for a lighter sentence. She'd taken it immediately. Loyalty, as always, wasn't her strong suit. All rise, the bailiff called. The proceedings moved quickly. Lucy's testimony was clinical, rehearsed. Yes, she stole the ring. Yes, she committed insurance fraud. Yes, she knew about Robert's other fiancés, but stayed quiet because of the lifestyle he provided. Then came the moment I'd been waiting for. Ms. Lucy, the prosecutor asked, please tell the court about your relationship with Ms. Ingrid. Lucy's mask cracked slightly. We were best friends since childhood. And you betrayed that friendship by stealing her grandmother's ring? Objection, Lucy's lawyer called. Argumentative. Sustained. Rephrase. What motivated you to take the ring? Lucy's eyes finally met mine. I was jealous. Ingrid had this perfect family history, these meaningful heirlooms. I wanted that. And when I saw the ring just sitting there... So you staged a break-in? Yes. Her voice was barely audible. I filed a false insurance claim. Then I kept the ring. And when did you decide to wear it as your engagement ring? Robert needed something impressive for the photos. His other fiancés all had custom rings, but he was running low on funds. I suggested using this one. A murmur ran through the courtroom. Lucy's mother sobbed quietly in the back row. No further questions. The judge called a recess. In the hallway, Lucy approached me, her police escort hanging back. Can we talk? I nodded, following her to a quiet corner. Selena and Omar watched from a distance. I know sorry isn't enough, Lucy began. You're right, it's not. I never meant for it to go this far. The ring, the insurance scam, Robert's schemes, it all spiraled. You had dozens of chances to come clean, I said. Every time I asked about the ring, every time you saw how much losing it hurt me. I know. Tears smeared her mascara. I convinced myself you didn't deserve it, that I could wear it better, appreciate it more. How messed up is that? Pretty messed up. The worst part? She laughed bitterly. I actually thought I was the victim here, that you were trying to ruin my perfect life out of jealousy. And now? Now I'm facing jail time. My followers have abandoned me. My sponsors want their money back. And I lost the only real friend I ever had. A guard approached. Time to return to the courtroom. Lucy turned to go, then paused. Your grandmother. She always said karma doesn't knock, it kicks. Guess she was right. She usually was. Back in court, the judge delivered the sentence. 18 months for Lucy, reduced from 5 years for her cooperation. Robert got 20 years for his multiple frauds. The ring was finally returned to me, wrapped in evidence tape. As I slipped it back on my finger, Lucy was led away in handcuffs. "Wait," I called out. She turned, hope flickering across her face. "I forgive you." Her eyes widened. "Not for me," I continued. "For my grandmother. She always said holding on to anger only hurts yourself." Lucy nodded, tears falling freely now. "Thank you." As she disappeared through the security door, Selena appeared at my side. "That was big of you." "Yeah," Omar added. "Not sure I could have done it." I touched the ring, feeling its familiar weight. It's what Grandma Nora would have wanted. Besides, I smiled slightly. Karma already did its job. Outside, reporters shouted questions about justice and betrayal. I walked past them, head high, grandmother's ring catching the sunlight. "Drinks?" Selena suggested. "Actually," Omar said, "I know a quiet place for dinner. If you're interested?" I looked at him, really looked at him, for the first time since this all began. "You know what? I am." As we walked away, my phone buzzed one last time. A text from Sylvia. "Justice served. Thank you for saving us all from him." I smiled, replying quickly, "Thank you for helping me get my ring back. The ring that was always meant for me." The autumn breeze rustled through the cemetery as I placed fresh flowers on Grandma Nora's grave. The ring caught the morning light, sending tiny rainbows dancing across the granite. "She would have loved this," Selena said, adjusting her own bouquet. "All of us here celebrating her birthday." Omar nodded, his hand warm on my shoulder. "Tell us more about her." Before I could answer, footsteps crunched on fallen leaves behind us. I turned to find Lucy's mother standing there, looking uncertain. "I hope I'm not intruding," she said softly. "I brought these." She held out a familiar tin. Nora's chocolate chip cookies, made from her recipe. My throat tightened. "You remembered." "Of course. She taught us both how to bake them, remember? You and Lucy would always steal the dough when we weren't looking." I took the tin, the memories bittersweet. "How is she?" "Lucy?" Her mother sighed. "Working in the prison library, reading a lot. She asks about you." "What do you tell her?" "That you're doing well, that the nonprofit's thriving, that you seem happy." I touched the ring unconsciously. I am happy. "She wanted me to give you this." She handed me an envelope. No pressure to read it. After she left, I opened the letter right there at Grandma Nora's grave. Lucy's familiar handwriting filled the page. "Dear Ingrid, prison gives you a lot of time to think about who you are, who you pretended to be, and who you want to become. I think about your grandmother a lot, how she always saw the best in everyone, even me, especially me. I'm not asking for forgiveness again. You already gave me that gift, and I didn't deserve it. I'm writing to tell you that I finally understand what this ring really means. It's not about status or social media or looking perfect. It's about legacy, love, and trust. I broke that trust. I chose likes over loyalty, appearance over authenticity. But watching you handle everything with such grace, that's the real influence I should have been chasing all along. Thank you for stopping me before I lost myself completely. Lucy." Sylvia's voice broke through my thoughts. "Is this a private party, or can anyone join?" She walked up with Marissa, both carrying flowers. "The more the merrier," I smiled. "Grandma Nora would have loved a crowd." "Speaking of crowds," Marissa grinned, "my documentary about the whole scandal just got picked up by Netflix. Don't worry, I'm telling it your way. Truth over trending." "Perfect timing," Omar said, "because I have something to ask Ingrid." My heart skipped as he took my hand. the one with my grandmother's ring. Not proposing, he said quickly, making everyone laugh. Not yet, but I was thinking, maybe dinner? Just us? Just us sounds perfect. We spent the morning sharing stories about Grandma Nora. I told them about her famous cookies, her terrible jokes, her unfailing ability to see the good in people. To Grandma Nora, Selena raised her coffee cup, who taught us that karma doesn't knock, it kicks, we all finished, laughing. Opening the cookie tin, that familiar smell brought tears to my eyes. But they were happy tears this time. The ring felt right on my finger, like it had finally found its true home. You know what? I said, passing around the cookies. I think everything worked out exactly as it should have. How so? Sylvia asked. The ring brought us all together. It exposed truth, delivered justice, and taught us all something about ourselves. And made one hell of a story, Marissa added. I touched the gravestone gently. Grandma always said jewelry holds power, not because of what it's worth, but because of what it means. As we sat there sharing cookies and stories in the autumn sunshine, I felt at peace. The ring wasn't just a piece of jewelry anymore. It was a reminder that sometimes the worst betrayals can lead to the best beginnings. And somewhere I knew Grandma Nora was smiling,